Hey guys, just got done from a week of playing Fantasia, and I liked it a lot actually. It was a pretty solid, like turn-based traditional RPG. A lot of people have said this game is shit and it's too basic, like IGN and shit. But who said traditional is bad? Like, why is traditional bad? Look at Final Fantasy. Nobody bitched about 4, 5, 6 all being like the same type of game. But yeah, so anyways, Rise just came out earlier this year, and it's for the Wii, of course. So I mean, there's not gonna be that many like amazing features or graphics, but it's a good game regardless. Okay, so let me try to explain. Alright, just like every RPG, you start off pretty weak, work your way up. You have like an overworld and different sections on the overworld that you go into. So like you'll have towns with inns that heal you. You can heal yourself with items, but an inn is cheap. No point not using an inn. There are little things that are kind of stupid, like money is really easy to come by. For like, I wouldn't really say it's bad because it paces it really evenly. Like, let's say like you go into a dungeon, you clear out the dungeon, beat the boss, come back out, go to the next town. You'll pretty much have enough money to buy every new weapon and every new clothing. Usually not enough for armor though, but usually that's something you gotta save up a little bit for. There really aren't that many armors though. I think there's maybe 10 armor sets in the total. But yeah, so it's pretty paced really well. Like, you'll always have enough money to buy everything pretty much. And this game does have a really good story. Like, a lot of people said that it's pretty basic, but I liked it a lot. There was a lot of plot twists, a lot of sacrificial moments. Like, usually in RPGs they try not to kill off many people in the story. Usually it's somebody you can't play as, but they actually kill off like 2 or 3 of the playable party members. That's awesome. I love it when people die in games. It's awesome. And yeah, so pretty much the game follows a pretty linear pathway. I mean, once you go from like overworld to the next area, you'll get your next map marker added. You leave the city, go back to the overworld, go to that destination. There's very little backtracking, but the continents they're kind of circular. So you'll start on like one side of the continent, then go all the way around, and you kind of circle it, and then eventually, like all RPGs, you get an airship and you can fly all over the place. Okay, so I guess that kind of covers the story. It's a really good story. I liked it a lot. The ending was kind of but I won't get into that because I want people to see the story. So combat, turn-based, pretty basic, I guess. They do have a couple interesting mechanics, like magic. Pretty much, you have these slots on your character, right? And you have magic orbs. And what happens is, let's say you take a level 4 fire orb, put that in there. You're gonna be able to use level 4 fire spells. But then, like, let's say you take a level 4 water spell, then you could make like a fusion type spell. So you could do like what does fire and it kind of makes like no, what the, I'm not sure if there is a combo there. Oh, like let's say you take wind and water, then you could do ice and shit. It's pretty interesting. I will say that magic is pretty pointless. Like, it's pretty good, but I didn't really like it that much. Mainly because you have to upgrade your character's magic, which it'd be cool and everything, but it's kind of strategic when you're doing that with your magic. Like, you could try to give a guy balanced magic. Like, let's say you give oh yeah, hold on. First, there's four tiers of magic, right? Level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Basically, you start off with 1 mana point in each of those, which means you can only do a spell once. What happens is you upgrade those slots. So, like, let's say you upgrade level 1 magic 4 times, then you could cast 4 times. But you have magic points, so you can't go overboard and buy every single magic upgrade. You have to space them out. So you'll probably pretty much just make each character individual magic, so they excel in that one type instead of all around. And that's pretty much what I did throughout the game. And I don't know, a lot of the spells are pretty pointless. Like mainly the physical ones. Some of the like buffs and stuff, they're pretty good, I guess.
I'll do my best.
But whatever. Also, you can stack your attacks. Like normally in RPGs, you like if you hit attack, you'll attack once. But in this game, you can like let's say like take 4 attacks. It'll combine them into one attack, and you'll ching, 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 all within like a single animation. And it helps a lot for just getting rid of normal like random battles. Another cool thing is they weapons. They have these grids, and what happens is whenever you level up your weapon 3 times, basically you can take that bonus from the weapon. So let's say you have like a sword that gives you plus 10 attack. Once you level that thing up 3 times, you'll be able to take that plus 10 attack like little cube off of it and put it into a different weapon. And also, like the grids are like 5x5, I believe. So once you max out that grid, like fill it completely, you get a hidden bonus inside of the weapon too, which is usually pretty good, like 500 HP or double attack, triple attack, just random things like that. So I think the weapon system is pretty cool, but a lot of the abilities weren't really worth it, in my opinion. I don't know, I just didn't find them helpful much. Also, this game has a really elaborate encyclopedia, so if you ever have any questions about like let's say you have a sword that gives you attack minus, you're probably wondering like what the fuck does that mean? Basically what it means if you go into the encyclopedia is it like basically you'll go into battle with a buff on your weapon that will drop their attack power when you hit them. And it just explains a lot of the stuff that you might not understand. Okay, so let's talk about the things I didn't really care for. Like everybody, the voice dub in English, it's I think they paid the developers to voice the characters or something, because I don't want to say they completely suck, but they weren't good. And I could care less for the voice actors. Like I even went to Wiki to see who does who, and they don't even list any of the characters, voice actors. So I'm thinking it was the development team. But I mean, it gets better towards the end, but it's still kind of a bummer to see that bad of voice dubbing. Like, where's Johnny Bosch? Where's Yuri Lowenthal? I don't see any of those guys. Where are they? They reuse a lot of character sprites. Like all the inns are the same inn keeper. All the armory is the same armor builder, whatever. And pretty much every store is the same women or man, respectively, whoever runs that store. So Armory has the same person, and have the same person. Workshops have the same person. In towns, a lot of time they have the same people, sprites also. Like you'll probably run into the same guy 3 or 4 times in a city. Another cool thing they could have done is you have costumes basically. In every city you can buy one from the tailor, and there's probably at least 10 or more for every character. Some have a little less, but I didn't really find all of them. But all they really do is affect your stat screen. Like when you hit pause and you see your HP, your MP, and all that. It just affects that image there. Like it'd be cool if you could actually take that costume in the battle and like actually see it. Another little thing that I hated was when you're in some of the cities, you do have to backtrack quite frequently, and I think it could have perfectly had a teleport system. Like since you can open up your map and look at detailed, like it says like what everything is in the city, you can like switch over to different sides of the city, see where you're going. It would be perfect for a teleport feature. Just click where you want to go or something. Because seriously, there's this one part where you have to go up to the center, then walk all the way back to the the opening of the city, which takes like 3 minutes. Then as soon as you get back there, they're like, "Would you like to go back to the Senate?" Luckily, because you have to go back that direction, they allow you to teleport just once, but it's still worth it. But that was probably the biggest complaint I had. That would have made it a lot better. And towards the end of the game, there are some unbalancing issues I noticed. Mainly, like your melee and magic, they just don't hold up against bosses. So you have to use Trinity Axe more frequently. And Trinity Axe are pretty awesome. I don't explain the mechanic, but pretty much you have skills, and when you build up enough SP, which is your skill points, you can do a like crazy blow up the world move or something. But usually, like, let's say you combine, like, the main character's gay ball move, then you combine, like, your healer's, like, she, like, sings at the enemy move, then you combine, like, somebody else's move. You can do, like, a crazy, like, what they're called is Trinity Impact, or Trinity Act, yeah. And it does a lot of insane damage. Like, on the final boss, you're hitting, like, 40,000s with it. And you pretty much just block, heal, block, heal, block, heal. Trinity Act. Just to build up enough SP to do it. And, I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, it wasn't like that halfway through the game. Like, they start introducing more of that stuff towards the middle point later in the game.
I'm glad we didn't get hurt.
And you don't really have to use melee that often, except for when you're in, like, normal battles outside of bosses. And, I don't know, it just seems a little unbalanced to me. So, let me, the music, I could care less. The music is pretty basic. There's maybe 1 or 2 songs I thought were cool. But, average, at least. This game is a lot more mature than, like, let's say Final Fantasy. Like, in Final Fantasy, when you beat somebody, you're just like, I defeated you. In this game, they're like, they talk a lot about killing in it. And that's pretty awesome. Like, you don't really see that often in games. Also, what was I gonna say? Fuck.
So that's what happened after you fell from the
this game, dude, it has its story. They talk so much about religion, the point of life, political shit. Like, there's so much story in it. It's crazy. But I think it's interesting when you face gods in RPGs. Like, why do you exist? And you find all these, like, crazy reasonings, and I don't know, it's awesome. Like, why do gods exist? Why should gods exist? And there's a lot of cool talk about that kind of stuff, and pretty interesting. So, yeah. In short, I think it's a definite rent. I think if you have a Wii, you owe it to yourself to play this game. I don't think there's many Wii RPGs, so this is definitely worth a try.